overpowered main characters. You either love them or roll your eyes at them. But sometimes the real fun isn't in the Gokus or the Saitamas of the anime world, it's the shows that nobody talks about. The ones hidden in dusty corners of Mal, waiting for you to stumble across them and go, wait, why does this slap so hard? Today we're counting down the top 10 underrated anime with overpowered main characters. And trust me, by the end, you'll be wondering why nobody told you about these sooner.
やめろと言ったはずだ。おとなしくしてろ。そうすればお前を殺してやる。
ダメ、リヒト。
黙れ。僕はプランダラ。
Imagine living in a world where your worth is measured by a number tattooed on your body. Sounds cool, right? Well, meet Licht, our hero whose number is literally -999 because apparently he's been rejected by girls that many times. But here's the twist. Behind the goofy pervert mask, Licht is actually one of the legendary Aces, a war hero so strong he can move faster than the speed of light. The moment Licht drops the idiot act, Plunderer transforms into something completely different. He cuts through armies before you can blink and could probably slice a beam of light in half if someone actually shot one at him. The early episodes may throw you off with their weird mix of fan service and angst, but once the show gets going, it's a wild roller coaster of broken powers, emotional twists, and battles that escalate fast. Licht proves that sometimes the dumbest looking characters are the most terrifying once they get serious.
人知を超えた力を発揮する。伝説の撃墜を。
Meet Glenn Radars, the worst teacher you've ever had. He naps in class, gives zero effort, and makes you wonder why the academy hired him in the first place. But when the school gets attacked, boom! Plot twist. Turns out Glenn isn't just some bum, he's a former assassin mage with one of the most broken abilities in magic anime. His power, the Fool's World, literally turns off other people's magic. Imagine being a top-tier sorcerer, chanting your ultimate spell, and Glenn just hits the off switch like he's unplugging your Wi-Fi. Then he strolls over and beats you up with his fist. It's hilarious, satisfying, and somehow inspiring. The anime itself got overlooked because the first few episodes scream generic magic school show, but stick with it and you'll find some clever writing, solid battles, and a main character who makes laziness look like a viable career choice. Glenn Radars. Proof that sometimes being a bastard is exactly what the classroom needs. Who needs fireballs and magic swords when you have baseballs and a brain the size of Jupiter?
2球連続だ。特地のピッチャーへのバット飛ばし。悪い。また手が滑っちまった。
1 ounce is proof that being overpowered isn't about muscles. It's about being so smart your opponents start questioning their life choices. Toa Tokuchi is a gambler turned pitcher who doesn't throw 100-mile-per-hour fastballs. No, he just destroys you with mind games. He signs a contract where he earns money for every out and loses money for every run scored against him. Instead of relying on raw strength, Tokuchi wins by psychologically breaking batters before they even step up to the plate. He'll intentionally walk a guy just to set up the perfect trap. This is Death Note with baseballs. Every pitch feels like a chess move that could bankrupt someone. It's tense, brilliant, and criminally underrated because people see baseball anime and go, meh. But trust me, watch 1 episode and you'll never look at a sports anime the same way again.
3、2、1。この試合を放棄する。しゃらくせ！
ま、なかなかだったぜ、お前。
人間が神格を倒した。
3 superpowered teenagers get isekai to a fantasy land. Sounds standard, doesn't it? Except these kids don't just adapt, they immediately start breaking everything. Especially Izayoi Sakamaki, the smug little punk who treats fighting gods like playing video games on easy mode. Izayoi's ability? I mean, nobody even knows. All we see is that he casually destroys anything thrown at him. Dragons? One-punched. Magic beams? Blocked like a mosquito bite. The guy literally treats boss battles like a warm-up exercise. He's cocky, arrogant, and completely unstoppable. And you can't help but love him for it. The anime only got 1 short season, which is why so many fans missed it. But those 10 episodes? Pure chaos in the best way. It's like watching a kid let loose in a magical playground, wrecking every ride and still demanding more. If you want an isekai where the MC doesn't need to grind, he's already the final boss, then this one's for you. What if Hitler was a child with magic powers and an actual reason to be terrifying? That's Tanya de Gurashov. On the outside, she's a 9-year-old blonde girl. On the battlefield, she's the devil of the Rhine, leading squadrons with ruthless precision and laughing as she nukes enemies from the sky. The kicker is that Tanya is actually a reincarnated salaryman cursed by God, forced into a war-torn world where she becomes a magical super soldier. She prays only because it powers up her weapons, turning religion into the deadliest cheat code ever. Watching her command troops while gleefully annihilating opponents is equal parts chilling and epic. Underrated? Absolutely. Tanya's story isn't your typical isekai romp. It's dark, satirical, and surprisingly clever. But if you want to see a literal child soldier outwit generals and obliterate armies while still demanding a desk job, Saga of Tanya the Evil is a ride worth taking. Enjoying this list? Found something new? Then it's your turn to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell to be updated every time I upload a new video. Alright, time for the next entry. Gadi Etrama di Raizel, just call him Rai, is what happens when you cross Dracula with an Instagram model and give him god tier powers.
お前の過ちはお前の血で埋めてやろう。
After an 820-year nap, Rai wakes up in modern society and decides to enroll in high school, because of course. But when shady organizations show up, Rai reveals his true self, the most powerful noble vampire in existence. He's the definition of effortlessly OP. Enemies attack, Rai lifts a hand, and they're dust. He mind controls, blood bends, and wipes out threats without even blinking. His biggest challenge? Spicy ramen. That's not even a joke. Watch the show and you'll see why. The anime adaptation didn't get the love it deserved, probably because it needed a prequel OVA to make sense, but once you're in, it's stylish, action-packed, and surprisingly wholesome. Rai may be overpowered, but he's also just an awkward vampire trying to understand smartphones while protecting his friends. Elegant destruction has never looked so good.
無駄だ。
まさか精神支配
Enter Tatsuya Shiba, or as the fandom calls him, Godsuya.
化け物め。
Officially, he's the worst student in his elite magic school. In reality, he's a government-classified super soldier who can casually rewrite the laws of physics. Tatsuya has two main powers: decomposition, which erases anything he touches, and regrowth, which reverses time on injuries. Shoot him in the heart, he'll just rewind his body and shrug it off. He's also a genius engineer, a tactical mastermind, and basically a one-man army with a poker face. Watching him vaporize tanks while classmates still think he's weak is comedy gold. The series got flack for its technobabble and the questionable sibling dynamic, but at its core, it's an underrated power fantasy. Few things are as satisfying as watching bullies underestimate Tatsuya, only for him to obliterate them with zero effort. If you like your OP heroes cool, calm, and terrifyingly competent, this is the one.
Yoshi, お前の名前はアノス・ボルディゴードだ。
Arnos Voldigode. Remember that name, because it's the dumbest and most glorious thing in anime.
何？自力の差だ。出ないと死ぬぞ。手加減が過ぎたか。
Arnos is the demon king who got bored, reincarnated 2,000 years later, and found that history forgot him. So he enrolls in school to prove he's still the boss. His power? Well, everything. He kills enemies with a heartbeat, he resurrects them just to kill them again. He throws castles like baseballs. He can snap his finger and people pop back to life just so he can smack them down again. He's basically Saitama in a cape, but sassier. The show leans hard into how ridiculous he is, and that's what makes it so fun. Every episode is an exercise in wanting to see how Arnos will humiliate the next fool who doubts him. It's over the top, self-aware, and insanely entertaining. Arnos doesn't just break the power scale, he beats it into submission, resurrects it, and then breaks it again. A classic reborn. Ranma Satome is a martial arts prodigy who, thanks to a cursed spring, turns into a girl when splashed with cold water and back into a boy with hot. Now, I know it sounds like comedy, and it is, but Ranma is also absurdly strong. He invents new martial arts styles mid-battle, takes down masters twice his size, and pulls off stunts that make your average shonen anime look like yoga practice. One minute he's battling on ice skates, and the next, his reflexes are so insane he might as well catch arrows while blindfolded. The new 2024 remake updates the visuals, making his chaotic battles even more spectacular. Underrated? Definitely. Modern audiences might dismiss it as old school slapstick, but Ranma paved the way for the kind of over-the-top shonen comedy we love today. He's proof that being overpowered doesn't always mean blowing up planets. Sometimes it's about outsmarting your enemies with sheer ridiculousness.
お前が飛んでけ。回転パンチ。
Delinquent anime plus demon baby equals absolute chaos.
おいヨガ。
あ？やっちまった？俺。
Olga Tatsumi is the toughest boy in school, already beating up gangs before breakfast when he finds himself stuck babysitting the son of the Demon King. Baby Beel might look adorable, but he electrocutes Olga whenever he cries. The catch? Together, they're unstoppable. Olga can unleash demon-powered attacks like the Zeeble Blast, literally obliterating enemies with a single punch. He drags around Baby Beel like a power-up item, fusing with him during Super Milk Time, yes, Demon Milk is canon, to become even more terrifying. The fights are explosive, the comedy is top tier, and Olga himself is a walking definition of don't mess with me. Why it's underrated? Well, probably because it came out during the shonen boom and got overshadowed, but Beelzebub deserves way more love. It's hilarious, badass, and uniquely insane. Watching Olga balance high school life with demon fatherhood is one of the most entertaining things anime has ever given us. And that's the list. 10 anime where the MCs are so overpowered that balance patches couldn't save them. These shows might not get the hype of mainstream hits, but they've got that special flavor of chaos that makes anime so damn fun. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Comment down any underrated anime that I've missed, which I'm sure I have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.